The No Normies Podcast.
Greetings, TNNP fans.
We got some?
All three.
Welcome. And everybody else, go fuck yourself.
Go fuck yourself. How's it going, Brad?
It's different. I mean, not just in 2017 different, but it's different.
Not in the end of the world Trump apocalypse different?
No, a little more personal. Yeah. So I, about in the middle of January, I went to the doctor, no real reason, and I had, blood drawn. I haven't done that in a while. And then I get a call at the very end of the week, like 7 or 8 days later, and they go, my doctor is a very nice, like fresh off the boat Italian lady.
Yeah.
So it sounds like a commercial for the Olive Garden. Whenever I talk to her,
she was just pinching your cheek the whole time.
Pretty much, just offering me breadsticks.
Diablo!
Yeah. So she's like, "Oh, so Brad, I want to say you got the diabetes," and I'm like, you mean I've got to watch out for diabetes because that's an American thing. We're all fat, right?
Right, right.
No, you got the diabetes. You have a diabetes, and and so a good minute went by of me just kind of just.
Hits you hard, right?
It hits you, yeah. And I was just, and she's lucky for me. I mean, she's a doctor that won't like sugarcoat anything, so. She's just like, yes, this is a problem. Come in, talk to me. I'm like, okay. And so,
this is a problem.
I don't even know where that accent's going now.
Yeah, it's
all
Guatemala.
Yeah. So I went in, and I had to take my sister with me just because, like, she's a nurse, and also
plus you wanted the support, right?
I wanted the support because she saw my eyes wide. And, and she brought her fat little baby in too, so that was funny too.
I'm sorry that is, but your baby has diabetes. Just keeps telling everyone in your family, I have diabetes.
She walked in the room with my sister and my niece, and she's like, "Oh, you're such a fat baby." And I was like, "Yeah, she is, isn't she?"
You're a real.
But no, that was okay to be fat. That baby was okay to be fat. Oh, you're so good. You're doing it. Mama feeded you right. I was like, "Yeah." And then she turns to me. She's like, "You got diabetes."
But the baby healthy.
The baby healthy. He could be. She could be fat all she wants.
You dying from inside.
Yeah, you dying.
You dying.
So I got the type 2, and not bad. I don't have to inject or anything, but I just, got to watch the blood levels and whatnot. And
who gave you a call after you found out?
You were the first to call me after I tweet. I throw that on the Facebook, just a reactionary,
just getting support,
and then you immediately, like the good-natured young man you are, called me and talked me off the cliff.
Well, the reason I say that it wasn't like a weird. Now that I say it, think about it in my head, it's like, wow, Jim's kind of an asshole trying to get attention, to be like the nice guy here. But the only reason I say that for the audience, though, I'm just saying for the audience is, M. Night Shyamalan twist. I'm a type 1 diabetic. So it's really funny to me that, Brad got type 2 diabetes because I've had diabetes since I was like 13.
You gave it to me.
I gave it to him. I tell you, man, it's like AIDS. It's the AIDS. We do dick stuff. I
didn't think it would happen.
But it's almost ironic that you got diabetes, like one of my closest friends, and it's like. It was weird thoughts that went through my head, very contradictory, because at first I was like, oh no, but then I thought like, hey, cool, I got a friend that's diabetic. I got a diabetic brother.
One of us.
And so I have type 1, you have type 2.
Mm-hmm.
So that means we gotta find the type 3rd, the unicorn of the diabetic world, if they exist. And supposedly they do. But yeah, diabetes, for people out there, it's a shitty autoimmune disease that basically your pancreas, your white blood cells, for type 1 attacks the pancreatic cells in your pancreas, because they think it's like, oh, it's a disease, it's foreigners, and they attack your pancreas cells.
Really?
Which kills your pancreas altogether, which stops producing insulin, which helps you break down sugars and works with the carbohydrates to make energy.
It attacks your pancreas.
Yeah, my pancreas is in my wherever it is, stomach. I'm pointing to my belly button. Inside my stomach, it's just chilling there. It's just chilling there. It's like if you got cancer and had to get removed.
Yeah.
That's exactly what it's doing. That's why
it's a freeloader.
It's a freeloader. It's an immigrant. Trump's America, 2017.
Come back, Jim.
Sorry.
Okay.
I'm sweating. Sweating. But with type 2, it's basically, does she mention why type 2? You can explain it since you I know it is.
I mean,
but
she mentioned type 2 and that
Like
I'm
why you got
not pre-diabetic. She said I am diabetic. Type 2 though. And I have it in my genes. My grandmother had diabetes type 1, and she that was like my first reference because I just saw her like injecting herself every day when I was a kid. And she, had a bit of like, I think she had macular degeneration from that.
Sure.
All the fun little gift givings that it gives.
Did they explain what exactly type 2 is though? Like,
I think it's that I'm having trouble, like my pancreas is having trouble with keeping up the insulin. It's and that it's not getting into the cells as well.
Yep.
I'm not insulin resistant yet, but it needs to be monitored. I'm on some medication, oral medication for that. That helps me.
So you're taking
process
pills, right?
I'm taking pills. Yeah.
They just give you placebos. Let's see how long he lasts for.
Look, they're all colored and they all have an S on them. I don't think
they're all
a problem.
Flintstones. I don't know. They're all chewable. I don't really see, but it's the best way for the audience to remember what this is type 1 pancreas not working, type 2 pancreas kind of working.
Yeah,
that's the best way to think about it.
Yeah. So I'm trying not to be type 1, and it's weird because this is now I've now become the healthiest I've ever been. And I've lost 6 pounds. It's been like
awesome.
2 weeks.
That's awesome.
It's awesome that's and
well,
weird.
Death can really snap you out of it. Death is a really good motivator.
Yeah. I've stopped drinking altogether. And
it's great. You're not slurring your words anymore. You're not hitting people. It's great. You're just
not that you see. I'm not hitting you. And I've been eating well. I mean, I've now when I first started, I was just so fucking hungry and looking around, and I didn't realize how much advertising goes into food when I was listening to podcasts and watching TV and walking down the fucking street and just like eat. It
even says your name, Brad. Eat. Like, how do they even know my name? Why is everything Brad?
It was like Minority Report. It was all just popping out like, hey, Brad, you should eat this.
I'm going to see a murder happen before it happens. I'm going to see myself eating before I eat.
Yeah.
You just picture yourself like a Denny's. Oh, no.
Just a bunch of fat people just like, he's gonna eat, I swear to God, he's gonna eat.
He's gonna eat that Graham Slam.
It's a red ball. He's definitely going into Denny's.
So there's morbidly obese people in pools, like shaved heads.
They're just wiping them down with grease.
They're just mumbling, 8. They're shaking. No, 8.
Duncan. In and out.
Animal style, all at the same time. Animal style. Something's happening with the. I don't know what those characters' names are. That's great.
So now I've been eating less, and I didn't realize how much I am not a typical fat guy. I don't like chips.
No, that's why
I don't like
it was
soda.
super surprising when you told me that you had type 2. It's like, what?
Yeah, and so I think I was a big drinker. Before I figured this out,
which is also a surprise. We don't hang out 24/7, but I never noticed you were drinking that much. You know?
Yeah. I mean, because I started in college, and just with the circumstances of my dad dying, and then I went into college, so a bunch of stresses, and then I was kind of just self-medicating up until really for almost 10 years. Really, I was just drinking every night.
Looking back, 10 years is a long time.
10 years is a lot to almost kill yourself. So
it's up there. It's up there.
So I looking back on it, it's just that's probably what did it. Yeah.
So you understood right away that you first saw it as that doesn't make any sense, and then you realize, no, that actually makes a lot of sense.
Yeah, I stepped out of myself in a way.
Sure.
Mm-hmm. And so, I've pretty much stopped, and thank goodness I can do that and just drop it instead of being like I feel some need to drink, but it doesn't I don't give into it. And luckily I'm not technically I'm a full-fledged alcoholic because I drank for 10 years, but I was able to step away from it and be able to drop it and function and not have the shakes.
Fuck AA, just death is good. That's a good.
I actually
support.
went to one AA meeting with again my sister tagged along, and it says a lot about how much of an asshole I am. I was sitting in the back and I'm just like, these guys are losers.
you're just roasting everyone that comes up.
Yeah, and
my name's Nick. I have a Nick.
Nick, you fucking dick. Sit down, Nick.
Yeah.
I walked out of there also when they started like doing the religion, just like the higher power.
Oh, it was like the 12 the steps. They were talking about the steps.
I was
like,
told it was a non-secular sober AA, but then they had to rely on the 12 steps. And that's when I just like I hard stopped out. I just
I can understand when it becomes a little cultish, like that feeling of like because I have a bunch of friends who are in AA too, and they seem like they never talk about religion, but it almost feels like a religion. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Like
well, one of the steps is you have to give yourself into
a higher power. Yeah,
and I'm like, you mean like the government?
Do you mean like Jeebus or Spaghetti God?
Yeah. Like, I can't have spaghetti anymore. I'm diabetic.
What are you trying to say?
I can't worship.
Well, you're mixed signals here. Mixed signals.
Like Conan? I mean, that's a higher power than me.
It sure is.
So, yeah, I didn't really do that. Went and I just didn't find it to be me. And then, so it's weird in a way that this diabetes has been my sobering effect. And I feel it's amazing. I haven't felt this healthy in a long time. And because I'm just eating nuts and vegetables as much as possible and drinking so much fucking water, it's
That's
ridiculous.
Good. Yeah.
But I mean, like I said, I'm dropping weight and I'm getting out and walking the dog more.
You're looking good, man. You're looking really thin.
Thank you. Step back up a little bit.
I said, don't step away. Get closer.
But
it
was the weirdest way to start a new January. Yeah. But you've been heavily. I remember you talking. You've been involved with like diabetic community.
Yeah, I had to because it was like for me.
You had to.
I had to because I was at a point where I was like I don't consider myself ever really getting like I never really had depression, but once in a while diabetes kind of sticks up and it's like hey, remember me? And you feel like shit. You feel like total shit because
what you mean when you have like a low,
a high, it's slingshotting back and forth can really make you feel like shit.
Physically, or do you mean emotionally?
Physically and mentally.
Oh,
it got to me when I was around, I think, like, before college for sure, but then, like, when I got into college, it became really hard to operate around people I never met. You know?
Really?
Like, it was hard. It's hard because, you know...
because I don't see that in you at all. I see you as you're a very people person.
I had to really evolve. Like,
really?
I had to really change up my way of thinking and just be very... I mean, I've always felt like I've been a nice dude, which is, I hope I've always been. There's people like watching, like my old friends hearing this like, what an ass? No, he's not a fucking nice person. He's a fucking dick. He was an asshole to me.
Yeah.
But getting at such an early age, I dealt with it. There was definitely there was always some thought in the back of my head that...
Were you 13 when you were diagnosed?
I was 12.
12, okay.
Yeah.
That's, wow.
So quite a long time with diabetes. I'm 29, turning 30 now, so it's been a while. I'm still alive.
So you're almost done.
Yeah, almost done. Yeah, it's getting it so early, but having the support of my family really helped because it's fucking tough to have that kind of disease when you're early, not understanding. Like,
are you the only one in your family with diabetes?
My grandmother had it, and my grandfather had it. On my mom's side, they had it.
Fucking grandparents, they always do it to
just
you.
Like, what are they thinking? What are they thinking? Get with the times.
Are you dying? You're so cool.
Get with the time.
Yeah. Get with the times.
Get with the times. But yeah, I just remember when I first got diagnosed, if I remember, I was taking a trip to Boston for like a vacation, and we're staying over at this place called the Custom House. It's a historical building right near the water. Super cool. But the thing that happened, like, I started feeling weird one night. We got back from dinner. I remember this night really well because it was so weird. Came back from like a really nice Italian dinner. Went back home. The family, we all watched a movie going to bed. Like, we put like a horror movie on or something. I don't know what it was.
You snuggle together with your loved ones and watch somebody get chopped up.
But the one thing that stood out to me that was weird is I kept getting up to go to the bathroom. Mm-hmm. I didn't know why, and I was drinking a lot of water too. I got up every 10 minutes.
Okay.
Throughout the whole night.
Well, you're drinking water.
Yeah, so I was drinking water, but like the body doesn't work that way where you have to pee every 10 minutes.
Oh.
And it happened I had to pee around 50 times. Like around that area. I peed 50 times one night.
Holy fuck.
And my parents just thought like, wow, you're just really thirsty. You're a thirsty boy. And we got back from the vacation. I had to go back to school. For 2 weeks, I felt just really tired and sick. And I just felt super out of it. And I just felt tired. And I remember my family took my temp, and they realized I had like a fever, a really bad fever.
Oh.
And I was like, well, they were like, well, we should probably see a doctor or something because I don't know why you're feeling sick.
Right.
And so we go to the local hospital, Berkshire Berkshire something. I don't know what it was called.
Shout out to Berkshire.
Berkshires. We go the hospital. They're giving me I'm answering all these questions. They then take my blood and then make me pee in a little cup thing.
Yeah.
They leave. This is where everything kind of pivoted. Everything just changed after this happened.
They down the pee right in front of you.
They drink the pee in front of me, which is really weird. They started licking up the blood. Vampires. But they leave. They come back. I'm with my mom, my dad. My dad was taking some time off from work because he just wanted to be there for support. Because I'm not sure if he knew something was up. He thought something was up, maybe.
Yeah.
But the doctor comes in, who looked like a who's that TV doctor who Neil Patrick Harris played?
You mean Doogie Howser?
He was
like a little kid?
He was like a young doctor. He was a young doctor. And I heard from this guy, came in, and this is when like time just slowed down. He looks at me and he's like,
"What's up, bro?
What's up, bro? All right."
His hat was backwards.
He has like sneakers on. You can hear us like, like, but he goes, "So I have some news." He didn't say bad news, but
I got a bummer news, bro.
It's a bummer news. High five, bro. But like he turns to me and says, "So we took some tests. Your son is a type 1 diabetic, it looks like." And my
just
mom,
gay.
Just a fag.
Stop being gay.
Stop being so gay, kid. Stop being so gay, bro. But like,
so like, yeah, he tells you that.
This is like a serious moment. I'm laughing.
I'm sorry.
No, it's hilarious. He tells me that my mom immediately starts crying really hard. She breaks out crying.
Yeah.
My dad looks super bummed. I turned, not knowing what was going to happen. I turned them, and I in my head I thought it was just a shot a week. I didn't know what it entailed.
Did you know what diabetes was as a kid?
I had no clue. Not a lot of people did back in the early 90s and early 2000s. People had no fucking idea what diabetes was.
Mm-hmm.
But I just remember I thought like, oh, I just need to do a shot every other week, like one shot.
Sure.
I was like, that's easy. Rest of my life doing that, fine. Mm-hmm. I didn't really know what entailed, like doing your blood sugar and doing shots like all the fucking time.
Yeah.
And just like getting sore and feeling sick all the time.
So did you start off with just vials of insulin and
a syringe and
syringe?
Humalog? Yeah.
Wow.
And so I remember right after that, I was like, I'm ready to go home now. And they're like, no, we have to go over stuff. So they put me in the hospital for 3 nights.
Wow.
I had to go to the hospital because they took my blood glucose, and so regular glucose blood levels should be around 112, 115. If you're exercising, maybe it's near 90. Mm-hmm. That's normal.
Yeah.
Sometimes even like 85. That's normal.
Mm-hmm.
But mine was 800 when I was in the hospital.
Holy fuck.
And so it might have been 800 for like weeks. And so it was already doing some damage to my body.
Yeah.
And so I remember when I got, they put me in a bed. I had to put like a fucking nightgown on with my butt crack sticking
Isn't
out.
that the most like unnerving thing? Is that nightgown?
It's so weird. It's like they're gonna stick stuff in my butt.
Yeah. It's just you're just hanging out there for everything to be. Yeah.
Yeah, and but
did your mom or dad stay over with you?
My mom stayed like most of the time, and my dad. But my dad had to get back to work to make money for the family to support us.
True. Yeah. Yeah.
But it was super cool because people would come in and like see how I was doing, and that was the time I realized I really loved scrambled eggs. I didn't have many scrambled eggs back in those days, but hospital food for some reason,
yeah,
not bad.
I want to touch on put a pin in the eggs thing.
The eggs thing.
I've never eaten so many fucking eggs since I've been diagnosed as diabetic.
Maybe it's a weird.
Just because it's free, you can eat them.
They're
good.
Protein and for sure.
So like, I'm almost sick of them. Like, I need better ideas for eggs.
What can I do? Can I make it into a hat and eat it? I don't fucking know.
Exactly. Yeah. Just shove it up my ass.
But it works that way too.
Yeah. But yeah. So you're 13 now. As a 13-year-old kid, you're 12.
Get the date right.
Look, I'm making you. I can't help it. Yeah. So 12, and like, what is going through your head now that you're like, are you grasping this?
I wasn't, and that's because I grabbed on to anything that was in the hospital to take my mind off it. And the best fucking thing that could have happened to me was I got really lucky. I think a kid either died in the next room or someone went home.
I hope it's the latter.
But something happened where I found out through one of the nurses that because one of the nurses started talking to me and she's like, "How you doing?" I'm like, "I've been better." Like, I was just very quiet and depressed.
I'm in the hospital, asshole.
My life has changed. And she's like, well, do you like video games? I'm like, yeah, I like video. Yeah, bitch, I like video games.
You're just getting indignant.
No, I'm like, yeah, I like video games.
Yeah.
She's like, well, we have this portable rolling system with Nintendo, Super Nintendo.
Oh.
And I was like, and I basically got to, because this kid went home or died, I got to play this Nintendo for like...
You played the dead kid's Nintendo?
I played Super Mario Brothers for the whole day.
Nice.
And it took my mind off it for the first day.
Sure.
Because what came after was going to be like, oh, fuck. Because they had to keep taking blood tests every couple hours, like big blood tests. I had a...
really?
What's it called when they... Like a reservoir in my arm?
Yeah, it's you had a cannula in your...
yeah, I had that for like 3 days, and it just like sucked because you'd go to bed and you'd be woken up by a nurse, and it's like...
like you're just like bleeding you again?
Fucking out of it, yeah. Sometimes they told me they did without me waking me, and I'm like, shit, you guys are like fucking vampires.
Yeah, that is great.
Float.
They really are, yeah.
They float. This was in the cave.
Like, shut up or I'll bleed you more.
I don't want to... Go back to sleep.
Yeah.
Sleep. But yeah, after that, like they showed me how to. They used oranges to show me how to inject the syringes.
Mm-hmm.
So they brought fucking orange, and I was like, hungry. And I was like, I'm about to eat. They're like, no. Like the nurse,
shithead.
The nurse was like, no, we're gonna be. What are you doing?
Yeah.
I was ready to like rip it open and eat it because I'm like, ooh, oranges.
Yeah.
And then later she got me an orange. Like she felt bad that she yelled at me. And she showed me how to, insert and put the skin up and everything like that. And then after that, I mean, years or months.
I've been
it feels like years of just like I had to go to I think a place called Bay State, which is a medical center like the town over.
Mm-hmm.
And this is like for people who couldn't afford really good health care, or like we had to go to a cheaper place.
Is there basic health care for Massachusetts?
For yeah, I supposedly. And then they'd show me. I got this whole like how to take care of yourself, diabetes, and it was like a pink. The Pink Panther was a spokesperson for diabetes. I didn't know that.
What?
Really weird. I have a pink book somewhere.
So he's a spokesperson for that foam and stuff you put to insulate your house and diabetes.
It's the same thing.
You know what? Yeah.
And I just remember reading it back. Like I read a little bit of it, but my mom helped me read it, and I used everything. It kind of explains why I'm so much into fucking movies and television, just like escapism, because I used that to get through my childhood. Because I remember so well because when I was learning how to take care of myself, South Park came out, the movie. Bigger, longer, and uncut.
Oh, really? That's a real marker.
That was the thing that made me go, like, just get my head out of that weird, that cloud.
Yeah.
And my family's like, you guys want to see South Park?
Your family said that?
Yeah, so we all went to see South Park.
God,
and I was
again, I love your family. Yeah.
They're cool. They're cool.
I had my friend's father had to go see it to make sure it was okay. And he also went to see Beavis and Butthead a couple years before that in the theaters just to see if it was okay. It was not.
The sun sucks.
Diabetes sucks.
Diabetes sucks. But I remember just that, and then Pokemon came out. That really helped me too.
Sure.
So thank you for all the pop culture that helped me not kill myself. Yeah. It was just tough. Like I remember somewhere in between my teens, like I went to a sleepover, and it was like it was my first sleepover, and my blood sugar dropped, and I had to call my mom to come over to give me a shot because I was still having issues with shots.
Oh,
and so the cool thing
she had to tackle you.
Yeah,
the cool, your friends
to tackle behind my ear, put a tag. But like my friends were super cool. I've always had very understanding like friends around me and stuff. They've been cool, but it still made me feel weird. That's like all these people I sleep over. My mom knocks on the door and it's like time to give you a shot.
You're gonna die. Come here.
Yeah, you're gonna die basically. And I remember I had to wake up and like I went down. I had to raid their fridge because my blood sugar is low, so I need carbohydrates or sugar. And
that I'm still trying to understand. Like I've had a couple little like lightheadedness.
Do you have lows? Do you ever have lows? I don't know. I'm not a type 2, so I don't know if like you just get highs, right?
I think I got lows. For most of the thing, I'm hovering around 120s and whatnot, and I've been doing
that's really good
at that. Yeah,
that's really great.
I don't know how much it is of me or if it's the actual like medication doing its job.
It might be the medication. It takes a lot out of you.
Whatever, it's working. But I have gotten lightheaded at work, so I like reached for a soda and just I was like, I think I was at 80 or something. So
you do get lows.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I popped a soda, a regular Coke, and then God, that was a nectar of gods. I hadn't drank a Coke in so long. But yeah, I popped back in. I was like, oh shit, that was something.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you do get lows. Okay.
Yeah. When I got my diagnosis, supposedly I was at 300. My blood sugar was at 300. And of course, the nice Italian lady, she
you still alive?
Yeah. She's like she told me that was they call that the blood test, the telling you test, because it reads 3 months like in advance.
Oh,
the blood sugar. So you can't fuck it.
That's called an A1C.
Yeah, that's called the telling you test.
Interesting.
All the nurses and doctors call that. And my mom's like, "Yep, it told on you, didn't it?" And I'm like, "Yeah, it did." Because you can't fake that.
It shows the record of your glucose. Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah. So I was like, my first thing was just like, "Oh, you fucked up the test." Obviously, somebody like spilled like a packet of sugar in it with their coffee.
A Tic Tac fell in.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, someone was doing like just some like a fun dip around it. And then she's like, "No, it goes 3 months." And then my sister's like, "Yep, it's a telling you test." And I'm like, "Motherfucker, the fucking blood narcs."
Blood narcs.
Yeah. It's like, you guys couldn't be cool.
Fucking blood narcs, man.
Yeah. So so they did that. But yeah, now it's kind of changed my life for the better and changed my life and just like I'm woke now. I'm medically woke.
Woke AF.
Woke as fuck. Yeah. Woke A1CF.
That's smart.
So I don't know where it's going to go from here. Well, hopefully there's two ways it could go, bad or good, and I've been doing good. So yeah, it's one day at a time. And
you didn't get a second opinion about how you can reverse it, because I'm telling you, so from what I got from my friends who are type 2,
yeah,
one of my other friends, a friend of mine, Tony, he got type 2, and he reached out to me. I was like, "I'm so sorry," and I gave like my input when the same way I gave my input to you. Mm-hmm. And I told him, I said, "You can still turn around, man. You can still do it." Mm-hmm. And he was in the same boat where he felt like, "Oh my God, this is the end. It's the end."
It feels like it. Yeah.
So he reversed and he lost a bunch of weight, and he doesn't have type 2 anymore. So I don't know if you might maybe want to get a second opinion.
Well, the thing is that was my second question after my accusing my blood and my doctor of scheming against me. My second question was like, "Oh, well, I can reverse this." And she said,
right.
She goes, "No. You cannot."
No.
And so my sister's like looking at me. She's like, yeah. And then as soon as the doctor leaves, she's like, "You can reverse this." And I'm like, "But the doctor just said." I mean, she and her like breadsticks told me I can't do it.
Her like magic garlic knot told me that.
Exactly. She's like just dribbling olive oil over her charts.
She leaves. She just hands you a garlic.
Yeah, so
4 clovers.
I think my sister's she's playing hardball. Basically, you have to say like, you need to get on top of this. There's no ifs, ands, or buts. Yeah. So I think there can be some reversal. I mean, I've never been the healthiest guy. I've always been the one. This reminds me, in college, my friends had a subscription to 24-Hour Fitness. Now, I'm not healthy at all, and they were just like, they were trying to get healthy, just as you do, because you want chicks. So they invited me to come over one night, and just because they're like their thing was the way that they got me in was that there's a hot tub in there. You could go in for free. So
that's the thing that sold you, is the hot tub.
I was like, "Oh fuck yeah!" So before that, we went. I made them drive me to the Safeway, and I got a little pint of Ben and Jerry's Chunky Monkey. And I shit you not, we were in the hot tub, and I was eating it without a spoon, mind you, with my face, and I was eating it in the hot tub of 24-Hour Fitness while they were sitting in the hot tub with me. And one guy got in with us and looked at me kind of like disgusted and just turned around and got out of the hot tub. I really remember this as like one of my fattest moments as a kid. And I'm just like, I was just sitting there.
The best thing is they have these little chocolate bits at the bottom.
Yeah. Describing it to him. And my friends still laugh about that to this day, just because I was the fat kid in the 24-Hour Fitness eating Chunky Monkey.
Hilarious. That is fun. You have come a long way.
We've come a long way, baby.
Holy shit. It would have been really funny if it was me that day, like, because I went to eat. I would go to 24-Hour Fitness. It'd just be funny if I saw you in the tub and like told you years later, like, there was this fat kid in the tub that was eating ice cream.
It was me,
asshole.
Jim. It was me.
I'm the beast. I'm the Loch Ness monster. Me. I'm Nessie.
Yeah.
Wow, though.
That was one of my fattest moments. Yeah.
Yeah. This really. this is gonna get you on the right path. And,
yeah.
Fuck. That's Jesus Christ.
But I've been looking and like seeing all the Reddit posts from like our diabetes. Diabetics. Yeah, it's all Italian. It's weird.
Yeah, it's strange, right?
Yeah, but I'm finding some different like recipes and like I'm finding like, I mean, salads aren't as bad as I used to think. And like
there's a chance. Salads are fucking awesome. Green's awesome. And I think like my doctors told me that, the best thing you can do, even if you're not diabetic, eat a bunch of greens because it will help with your eyes. Anything, a lot of that stuff helps with circulation, your eye health, your cardiovascular system. It's just, there's something about the green that really, anything vegetable-wise.
Yeah.
Fruits, not so much because of the sugars, but still they're healthy. You know what I'm saying?
That is the one thing I just am pining for, is fruit juice or just a slab of fruit.
Like even an apple? Is that like...
I can't really...
Because the carbohydrates in an apple is like
apple.
12. I think there's 12
It has to be... that. What she said is like, take your palm, and that's as big as an apple. I told you she's mean.
Take your palm. Yeah. Take your palm.
She's kind of a bully. No, yeah, as big as a palm as I can have for meat. grains, and apples. And then no fruit. Berries, I'm allowed to, though. Berries are freebies.
Berries?
Of all the things.
That's
Have
like
you
the
heard of that?
highest sugar, like, fucking...
She said I could have berries. Like, berries aren't that bad, supposedly.
What the fuck?
I don't know.
That's
But I'm still
confusing.
eating a lot of berries, yeah.
But it's cool that you're doing research.
Maybe I did it wrong, yeah. No, but
really
I'm
awesome.
doing research, yeah. I'm reading. I haven't read in a while.
And how are you taking how are you taking to the testing your blood sugar?
It's I've figured it out. Yeah, it's I mean, I've never been queasy with needles. It's I've always been able to do it.
Yeah, you did really well. Like to step back, like for the first time I got to see you, like that moment where it really kicked in that you're like, you're my diabetic friend now. Like I have a diabetic partner.
Mm-hmm.
Like you took your type 2 diabetics and type 1 diabetics. We have these things called, glucose monitor meters, basically blood meters. And you just whipped it out, and it took me forever to do it. I mean, I was younger, but it took me forever to do my blood sugar in public. It was always weird. I always thought I was going to freak someone out, or you know how people can pass out when they see blood.
Sure.
I was always weird about that because it happened to me. Someone actually passed out when I was test my blood sugar.
That's funny.
I was at like a camp or something, and someone like felt woozy and like collapsed next to me. I was like, I did that. I'm destroying your world. But like you just took it out like a boss and just went into your finger, and I'm just like, holy shit.
Maybe it's because I have less compassion for other people.
You just didn't give a shit.
I didn't really give a
you.
shit, but also I'm an adult too, so it's just like I feel like it's nobody else's
But
business.
I got to do my blood sugar like right across.
Yeah, it was weird because we were after the women's march and we went to sit at that little tavern.
Yeah.
And then both your girlfriend and the other girl that was sitting with us were just kind of just looking at us as we did it, and we had just like synced our like little Mighty Morphin Power Ranger watches. Like, okay, go.
Time to check out your blood.
Yeah, that's weird still to me too. Is that I have to bleed to just understand what's going on in my body.
Totally, but the cool thing is like you should be super happy that you live in this time period because now they're coming out with better ways to test your blood sugar. Like I mentioned, starting off, I had to do my fingers too, but I play guitar, so it really hurt my fingers after a while because like all your nerve endings are in your fingers, so it fucking kills. And I would get infections and stuff like that, and you get dirt in there, and you're like, oh, fuck, and it like really fucking hurts. And I used to have like these, you can't see it anymore, but I used to have like these, if you don't change the lancet, pieces of the metal can snap off into your finger, so you have like little pieces of metal in your finger.
How often do you have to change?
I would change I'm terrible at it, but like I change every 3 days.
Okay.
Or 4 days if you want to push it, but
that's what they were saying in my diabetic class.
Yeah, you just gotta make sure it's all about keeping that stuff clean, sterile. But like I mentioned to you, I use the one that you can test in your forearms, and it's the best thing that ever fucking happened to me. I found it around when I was in college, so I found out the spokesperson was BB King. Because I don't know what happened. I just randomly I was looking up guitar tabs or something like that. Or I mean guitar notes because I know how to read music. No, they're tabs. I do by ear. But I saw him in a banner. I'm like, what the fuck is BB King in a diabetic commercial? Oh shit, there's something I can do it in my arm.
Yeah.
And you just have to make sure you transfer it over to something called alternative site on your meter. There's like a first thing you just push up and it goes alternative site, and that means your arm, your elbow.
It matters.
Yeah, you have to switch up the
where you're
meter.
getting your blood.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah. So
Why?
fingers, I think if I can fucking remember this, is I think your finger has more fresh blood because the pump's so quick, the circulation. So there's a fresher sample.
I would think it would be less fresh because it's all the way. That's your extreme.
Yeah, but for some reason that's more accurate. For some reason your finger blood is more accurate than your arm blood. If that makes
then I
any
should
sense.
start doing back to fingers then.
It's slightly off, but like I'm telling you, man, I'll save you some pain. It
has
just to change,
and also I don't have to squeeze as much to get the
exactly.
droplet. Yeah,
the
it's right there.
The arm piece that I have, and funny enough,
mine's very similar to yours. Yeah.
You have the same one?
Almost.
Because this one I was gonna actually get for you as a little surprise, but like this, I dropped it. This is something you can get at CVS.
Yeah,
and notice how it has a little suction piece at the tip of it. So that way you don't have to squeeze. You just go like this. And the suction pulls the blood out of your arm.
Oh,
so you have to do nothing. It's like painless.
Oh, that's nice.
It's the limousine of.
Yeah, I'm geeking out over your blood drawing techniques.
Oh, thank God. Let's check out length. But yeah, it'll change the whole game.
Yeah, and like you said, this is the best time to be. Like having medical problems.
Yeah. For type 1 diabetes, it affects so many people in the world that companies have really dumped a lot of money to figure out, like, okay, what's a cure? And through the years, when I was in college, and I was going through some really hard times. I was part of like a diabetic community. I signed up to a community called TU Diabetes. And it's Spanish. To diabetes, what the fuck it's called.
Were you the only white guy in
No,
a
no,
Spanish?
it's a foundation started by Mandy Hernandez. He's a guy from the Bay Area. He's a type 1 diabetic. Mm-hmm. He's also in the tech industry. He started this whole community, and it was a fresh community. And I really need people to talk to because I was like, I don't understand why I feel so shitty. I feel sick all the time. I feel like angry and sad and just like I feel just closed off in the world. No one understands. And I found this whole community who really helped me through get some like hard times because I kept thinking, oh, I'm gonna go blind this week. Oh my god, I'm gonna lose a foot. Oh my god, I feel like I'm gonna throw up. Oh my god, I'm dying right now. Yeah. I'm gonna die. I'm not gonna make it to whatever year. And where the fuck was I going with this?
You found these people.
I found these people. Oh, right. And so find this community. They're always posting. There's a section on the community chat room that always talked about like new technology. And I check that thing 24/7. We find out about the newest things they're testing. For a long time, we thought stem cells was going to help, and then research got caught on that. They're still trying stem cell, trying to figure out how to boost or regenerate the pancreatic cells in your pancreas. And it's just amazing to see how far we come because I would even call like hospitals up in the Bay Area because a lot of the medical treatment out here is amazing, as well as Boston. There's some people really trying to figure out how to reverse what's happened.
Mark Wahlberg is doing some great work.
Mark Wahlberg. He says he just talks to pancreas.
How's your pancreas, man?
It's going to be the same joke.
Say hi to your mom's pancreas for me.
Hey, your mom's pancreas. Yeah. What do you mean? What do you mean?
What? No.
Well, dude. No. Well, bro, it's fucking hurt, bro. It's a fucking pancreas, bro. Yeah, they're
posting. It's got a pancreas, bro.
It's fucking hurt. Look, your pancreas looks hurt, bro. What is it? But the coolest thing I can say is next year, or maybe May of this year,
if we get there.
Yeah, thanks, Trump. Trump's America, 2017. They're coming out with a closed loop pump, which is basically something that tests your blood sugar while regulating or trying to figure out what your glucose is and giving yourself insulin.
Is it constantly pulling blood from you?
It's constantly checking your blood, not pulling, but checking because there's a sensor that goes under your skin.
Right.
And it checks the blood, and then it's a transmitter, so it responds back to your pump. It communicates back and forth and realizes like, okay, your blood sugar is going this direction. I'll give you a little bit of insulin. Your blood sugar is in this direction. So it reacts
less on you to monitor.
It's basically reacting just like a pancreas. The only thing is you have to be able to like switch around the pieces, and you still have to put your hand into it. You still have to be part of it.
Yeah.
But it's closed loop, which is the first it's ever. This is big. This is huge. This is going to change the whole medical field. And that means I wouldn't have to test my blood sugar anymore. I wouldn't have to really worry about like, okay, I got to do math. Let's see, this bagel's 60 grams, blah blah.
That was my biggest worry because I'm shit at math.
Calculations, they fucking suck. They're never. But eventually, for me, you eventually just figure out like, okay, this sandwich is this much probably. This drink is probably 32. If it's soda, this is probably 32.
Right.
Coke's this much. 7-Up's this much. You learn. It becomes a glossary in your head. But because of this new technology, you're not going to have to worry about that soon. And I'm always checking out, like, what's the newest thing? Is Dexcom good? Is Medtronic good? Those are the big diabetic pumps out there right now. But yeah, for type 1, it's all going to change. And probably for type 2, they're probably going to figure out something to really, regenerate what's going on with your pancreas right now.
Yeah, it's a good time.
So it's an okay time.
I mean, it's
as
a beneficial time.
As long as Trump doesn't fucking get in the way and Republicans feel like, oh, we need to take this away from we have to make sure every diabetic dies. Yeah. Send them to heaven. Send everyone to heaven.
I feel like there's a lot of diabetics on the Republican side. They don't look like a very healthy
group. They don't look
group.
very healthy. They look very pale, white, and round.
Yeah.
But yeah, just a really it's ironic enough. It's funny enough that like you live in a really futuristic time for medicine. Mm-hmm. So it's going to just get better.
I couldn't imagine the 1800s and being diabetic. You just
just die.
Yeah.
You would die very painfully too.
Yeah, you just be on like just stumps basically.
I think what happened, like it's almost like I just imagine like the Black Plague where you become very thin. Your blood, because their blood sugar is probably like back in the day, your blood, no insulin, like your pancreas isn't working, your blood sugar, because your blood sugar gets so high, what happens to your blood is it becomes acidic. And it starts burning the inside of it. Starts wearing down, your nerves. And
like Alien, it just burns through the hole.
If you want to think like that way, sure. That's the way I always pictured it.
That really, yeah,
because it becomes acidic.
That's the first thing I thought of,
and that's why people can get strokes from it. And there's a lot of heart attack issues because your blood becomes chunky and rubbery, so it doesn't flow as well. And so that's why I always tell you drink water now, because water. I mean, don't overdrink. You can also overdrink water,
of course, yeah.
But drink enough water when you're feeling weird, because that will help flush the system. It'll flush ketones out, which is when your blood becomes really acidic. It starts like fucking burning shit, and like you have to get that bad shit out of your system.
That is the weirdest thing. Is that just like your body just starts becoming just its own enemy.
Worn down like factory. Yeah.
Yeah,
It's just like
and then it just starts
wrench.
fucking you up.
Yeah. It's like, yeah, exactly. It's like a battlefield. It fucking sucks. I always hate, like growing up, I used to hate my body and be like, you piece of shit. Look in the mirror, you fucking put lipstick on. You piece of shit. You're no good. Oh, you're a whore.
Would you fuck me?
You fuck me. I fuck me.
Would you fuck my pancreas?
It puts the insulin on the pancreas so it gets the hers again. Yeah, just like,
Please, mister, I've got good blood sugar. I'll throw you the insulin.
don't you hurt her.
Don't you hurt my insulin.
Some people are like, what the fuck are they talking about? What, a movie? I don't get it.
Look, it always comes back to pop culture on this web podcast.
That's how we survive. It's our water. We're fish. Yeah, man. So
stay healthy.
Stay healthy.
Yeah.
Hope people out there, hope you don't get diabetes. But like I said, if you do, not a big deal right now. It's pretty good. It's okay. It's working its self out.
Yeah. Wilford Brimley blesses.
Take it away, Wilford Brimley.
Diabetes. You know, I have diabetes. You know, I have diabetes. You know, I have diabetes. Diabetes. Call Liberty. Call Liberty. Call Liberty. Diabetes.
Ciao.